call this meeting to order for the Development Review Board. And first thing is we're going to do a roll call. All members present except for John Bauer.
Georgie, John is on, he's on Zoom.
Oh, sorry. Didn't see you there.
He's hiding.
Okay, that's okay. Well, so all members present. Okay, we're going to open the
George,
recess.
I'm sorry, before we get started,
Oh.
excuse me, I just wanted to say that the last 2 meetings I've missed, I've watched the recordings and also read the minutes. Thank you.
Yep, thank you for that, just to cover all of our bases. To start off, we're going to open the recess public hearing for Shaw's Supermarket. On the request of Shaw's, they've requested to be recessed until November hearing, pending the changes in their project. So I will make a motion that we recess the Shaw's public hearing until November hearing.
I'll second.
Okay, any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Okay, we're going to open the recess public hearing for Del Tufo Real Estate 80 Brew. Anyone here to speak on behalf of those tonight? Okay. With no one here, we did receive one new piece of information, but with no one here to speak for them tonight, I make a motion that we recess this hearing until the November hearing.
I'll second that.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Is John here?
Those opposed? He's on Zoom. Okay. Okay, next on our list, we're going to open the recess public hearing for Eric Alden. Anyone here to speak on behalf of that unit? Anyone who was not sworn in last time that wishes to speak that's new in the crowd? Okay, sounds good. How about you tell us about our update?
Good evening. Yeah, Eric Alden. I've had some discussion with the zoning office, and we're still gathering some information on how best to move forward, so I would like to respectfully request a recess this to the next month, please.
Yeah, of course, we can gladly do it. You can always move that up too.
Thank you.
And thank you. Yeah, I make a motion that we recess the public hearing for Eric Alden until the November hearing.
I will second that motion.
Okay, any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed? Ayes have it. Okay. Going to open the next recessed hearing for Catherine and Alan Couch.
I will recuse myself from this hearing.
Okay. Is there anyone new who was not sworn in last time that wishes to speak to this hearing? Okay. Tell us about your update.
Good evening. I am Alan Couch. Since our last meeting, I have done a little bit of research, and again, this is a special flood hazard review for permission to elevate our home. We still haven't figured out the details of how high we're going to go, but I have spoken with Mr. Broker Campbell at the A&R, and we are in agreement that we will adhere to Article 6 in the flood hazard regulations for the Village of Ludlow. We will make sure that all materials below base flood elevation are flood-resistant materials and adhere to the FEMA regs or FEMA suggestions in that respect. Since our last meeting, I've submitted a site plan which shows the setbacks, and I also submitted an elevation that shows the grade. I pulled off the A&R flood maps, and they're similar to a survey that was done across the street by David Rose. I've shown on the elevation the first floor level and the base flood elevation based on information pulled from various points. I've spoken with David Rose about getting a flood elevation certificate, and I believe somewhere in my files I have a survey from the neighbor which shows our common lot lines, and I border Meadow Street and Mill Street, so that information is available as well. Did I forget anything? Basically we would like permission to elevate the house. Again, those details haven't been worked out, and when the time comes, we will apply for the appropriate permits with the town and the state wherever applicable. And we need permission to go up in order to apply for FEMA grants and other funds as well. So that's why we're here, and appreciate your time and consideration. Thank you.
So we did receive a letter from John Broker Campbell in regard, earlier today, in regards to your property at 21 Meadow Street.
Correct.
And so in here, just to go over some numbers, so we have it on the record, shows a ground elevation of 985 with a first floor elevation of 987.2. The FEMA published cross-section immediately downstream of the existing structure is 988.9, and therefore the substantial improvement structure must have the lowest floor and all mechanicals elevated to a minimum of 989.9 or greater. Any space below the lowest floor will need to be retrofitted to become a floodable enclosure with flood vents properly installed to allow the entry and exit of the floodwaters during the occurrence of a base flood.
Correct. And he and I spoke about all that as well. So.
And so you're working on getting something that shows that information for the town?
Well, again, when the time comes and we decide how high to go up, all that information will be available.
Okay. We're sort of going to need that in some of that information. It can be fairly basic.
Well, on the elevation I submitted, I show the grade elevation according to the maps. I show where our first floor is. The base flood elevation is 988.9.
Which is one, so he's quoting anything must be
1 foot above that.
right. So
Correct.
That shows that your floor is below.
Well, that's existing.
Okay, so in some of the other ones, you've probably seen that they submitted something that looks where it shows that they're going to be above that.
Right. Well, we haven't come to a final design conclusion, and we haven't been able to secure a structural engineer to come to the site to check things out as well. As I said, I'm here tonight. We are here tonight to request permission to go through that process.
We kind of need that information, though, in order to, how high are you going to go?
We're going to go max out at 35 feet.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry, I'm being... no, as I said, George...
That'd be really tall.
Well, that's the limit in town, in the village, rather. No, as I said, we haven't finalized plans yet because we haven't been able to secure a structural engineer. But at the same time, in order to apply for FEMA grants, we need to, and that is going to help determine how high we
And I get
end up
that
going.
this is required in order for the FEMA grants, but in order for us, we need to have some sort of plan that shows that you're going to kind of follow those guidelines.
Well, On the application, it says request permission to elevate the house at least
Okay.
1 foot above base flood elevation,
Okay.
in according with Article 6 of the flood hazard regs.
Is
And-
Rose
and
on
FEMA.
there? You have a comment for this? Let's make sure we get all the right paperwork before we close.
We can always, one of the things, if you close it, you can just, condition it.
Okay.
If you feel, what we're missing or, what you're missing according to John's letter,
Okay.
when you deliberate.
And as I said, we will certainly
Okay. No, I just
come
want to
back
make sure
and
that,
apply for the proper permits and
is
probably
that
have to
by
go through
putting
this
sort of
process again.
the cart before the horse, that the conditions that he's outlined in here would be part of anything.
Right, no, I
Okay.
understand.
I just want to make sure that without a design, that those kind of,
Well, it's one of those
precedents.
things, it's like A needs stuff from B, and B needs stuff from C, and C needs stuff from A.
Right.
And, when everything comes together and you say, oh, yeah, I got that, and then you compile everything
Okay.
and shotgun it to you.
okay, thank you.
All right,
Do you have
I
anything else to say?
I don't think so.
Okay, any other board member comments? No. I make a motion that we close the hearing for Catherine and Alan Couch.
I'll second that.
Okay, discussion?
You're closing it or recessing?
We're going to close.
Close it.
And any discussion? Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed?
Thank you, and I'm back.
Okay. Next hearing, we're going to open the recess public hearing for 31 Route 103, Mr. Darcy's. Per a letter that we received from the applicant, they've requested to be recessed until November. And I make a motion that we recess them until November.
I'll second.
Okay. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Who seconded that?
I did. Doug.
Thank you. I recognize your voice there.
Yeah. Okay, next hearing on the list, we've got open a recess public hearing for Jewel Brook LLC. Is there anyone to speak on this hearing that was not sworn in last time? Okay, so we got some stuff to read for that hearing. Pull that up. So last time that we had a DRB meeting, it was brought forth that, let's see here, the right page, that the decision that was issued by the Development Review Board for a subdivision, which had conditioned under conclusions number 4 that a Mylar, 2 paper copies, and a PFD must be submitted for signing by the chairman of the board. The Mylar must be submitted within 6 months of this decision, or this decision is void. And that was brought to light at the meeting that had not been accomplished. Also, I will read from section 2.2 subdivision review. Within 6 months of the Development Review Board completing its review of a sketch plan and providing written recommendation and requests, the subdivider shall submit an application to the zoning administrator for final subdivision plot approval. Failures to do so within 6 months shall require the resubmission of the sketch plan to the Development Review Board. The application and association subdivision plot plan shall, A, contains those items set forth in section 3.1 of those regulations, plus any other items that may be required by the Development Review Board. B, includes proofs of notification of abutting landowners with section 5.1 for proof of notification of the submission of an application for subdivision review of a sketch plan under section 2.1. C, confirmed a layout shown on sketch plan except as amended as a result of the recommendations made by the Development Review Board. And D, any information additionally specified requested by the board as a result of sketch plan reviewed. Due to no Mylar being submitted within 6 months, I make a motion that we close this hearing because the application would be invalid.
I will second that.
Discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Okay, that one's closed.
Who seconded that?
Julie.
Julie.
Okay. And Rose, are you going to read from the paper for us, or is Jared have that information?
She's got it.
She's got it, okay, cool. So we're going to open a new public hearing for Lorraine Hughes, and Rose is going to start with the information for us. Rose has got to speak first. She's going to read some stuff off, and then we'll swear you in.
Yep, so this is application number 498-23-FHR for Lorraine Hughes. The hearing date is 10/23/23. This is posted in the town clerk's office, the town hall bulletin boards, the post office, and the town website on October 4th, 2023, and in the Rutland Herald on October 6th, 2023. Abutting property owners were notified on October 4th, 2023, and Lorraine Hughes is here to represent herself. She has received all of her letters and also the fire letter. We did receive that. And also the letter from John Roper Campbell today. And she has all of her building plans and her flood hazard letters and everything is there.
Okay, and who is here to speak to this case? Please raise your right hand, I'll swear you in. I hereby swear that the evidence I give in the cause under the consideration shall be the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help me God, or under the pains and penalties of perjury, I do.
I do.
Okay, tell us about your project.
Well, my project is I want to rebuild on 18 Meadow Street where I want to rebuild. I love that area and that street. And that I have completed all of the, like Rose has said, all the stipulations that the Ludlow Zoning Commission has, and also the John Broker Campbell. That name I will remember forever. The letter, so I wanted to request that I could have a permit to go forward with this big deal, as far as I'm concerned.
Just to talk about some of his, the stuff that he outlined in his letter, he did note, which he did bring up at the site visit, but would like to put it on the record, that he gives you a number that the substantial improvement structure must have the lowest floor and all mechanicals elevated to a minimum of 990.9. And I know that was more than 1 feet above, and you had a question in regards to that.
Yes, I figured that it was 1 foot, so on the letter it sort of said 2 feet. So why is that?
That I do not know.
However, her planned construction, the finished floor elevation is at least 992.65.
Excuse me.
When you speak, when you go over
You have,
here.
when you speak, you have to come to the microphone and say your name.
She's been sworn in.
Sorry.
Yes, you are.
Yep. That's okay.
Just a friend.
More than a friend.
Her finished floor elevation will be at least 992.65. It's in the designs that you have in the packet. They didn't actually enumerate it, but you can add it up to see what the elevation will be.
So the issue is that with the letters of the numbers that he states, that that the 990.9 is what he states.
He doesn't. She will be above it.
So she will be above that. And that's really is that when the conditions of your permit is that this to make sure that everyone's aware that that's what it's going to be, and that your inspection will be held to. Does the board have any questions for Lorraine's project?
No, not really.
Over here.
Georgie?
Yeah, go ahead, Rose.
Who is the lady that's speaking with Lorraine? For the,
Melissa.
we can write that here.
Melissa Rockhill, ROCKHILL.
Thank you.
Thanks. And on letters of condition, there was one from the fire department that you were aware of that stated that there would be the 5/8 fire code sheetrock.
Yes, I already have applied with someone who's going to be doing that.
Okay.
And along the stairwell also.
Okay, cool. And you talked about the outside stairwell, and in the documentation, there was just a couple variations to the floor plans and stuff. Can you just tell us which one of those is going to be your final floor plan?
The porch in the back, is that what you're speaking of?
So in regards to, within the packets that we received from you, there was a couple variations of floor plans. So which one of those is going to be the final floor plan?
Oh, yeah, that's correct. It's the one without the built-in porch.
Without the one within the...
Yes, that's
Should
correct.
have the latest date stamped on it.
Okay. Just want to make sure that we've got the most recent one that we're talking about,
Yeah,
because there was a few in there. Get that one. So I've got these ones here that were September 19th.
That's what I got, September 19th. That's 13th.
There's elevations from 10, 12.
Yeah, that one you
Yep,
have it
there we
there.
go. So those are,
So those are the ones.
yep,
10, 12, 23.
there we go. 12, 23. I just want to make sure we have the right, we're looking at the right ones. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I just want to make sure that of these, we put on record which one is the current one that we're going to approve. Going to have any outside lighting or anything?
I would assume so. I would love to have it. It's just one more project to go forward with.
Okay.
Are you gonna have a roof over the deck?
Yes, correct. At this time, I think Pete Collins is probably going to do that.
Anyone from the board have any questions? I know John's on Zoom. Oh, we can hear him.
Hey, Randy. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes,
sorry, yeah, we can hear you. I just didn't know if you had anything you wanted to add.
Question I have is how much water did you end up getting in your house?
4.5, approximately. Approximately 4.5.
Yep, we lost
Get back on mute, John.
Anyone else from the board have any questions? Okay, do you guys have anything else you'd like to say?
Well, I'd like to thank a lot of people. Ted Reeves was in on it. He's a great guy. Mike O'Neill helped out. Scott Kilkus, he's a great guy. I mean, everybody here, I love Ludlow, and there's one more person, David Rose. He's another guy that came through and really helped a little person and not a big business. So that's...
Sounds good. I make a motion that we close the hearing.
I'll second.
Okay. Discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? We're going to open a new public hearing for Fletcher Farm, Inc., and Rose is going to start us off.
This is application 497-23-Act 250. This is to construct the construction of biking, hiking, cross-country trails at Fletcher Farm Foundation. This is posted in the town clerk's office, the town hall bulletin boards, the post office, and the town website on October 4th, 2023. The Rutland Herald on October 4th, 2023. Abutting property owners were notified, and I'm not sure who is here to represent.
Okay, so you got someone here to talk about this project. So anyone who would like to talk about this project, we're going to swear you in. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I hereby swear that the evidence I give in the case under consideration shall be the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help me God, or under the pains and penalties of perjury. I do. Okay, who wants to tell us about your project first?
Good evening. My name is Tim Calabrese. I'm on the board for Fletcher Farm Trustees, as well as Ludlow Area Sport Trails. And we're proposing to build approximately 5 miles of trails at Fletcher Farm behind the dining hall on the wooded area up behind it. The trails are going to be a combination of beginner, kids trails, a few expert trails. They will be directional, which means they'll be uphill trails only, and then downhill trails. And the reason why we're doing this is that we're finding that there's a big demand for mountain biking and hiking in Ludlow. The sports has really exploded in the past few years. And there's really not a whole lot of designated areas in the Ludlow area for mountain biking. So I think this is going to be a real positive opportunity for the town and visitors. It's going to be great for business. The trails, well, I'll start down at the bottom. Parking is going to be, there'll be an 8-space parking by the dining hall. And there'll be a informational kiosk, which will have trail maps. There'll be rules, regulations, and also other informational things. And there'll be a sign-in book as well. One of the big concerns with this project was safety, so we did meet with the Ludlow Fire Department, as well as the ambulance department and the police department. And out of that, what we're going to do is they want the trails, access to be 6 feet wide so they could carry a litter. The trails will be marked. We're going to have at every intersection, there will be signage with directions on where the trails are, trail names, and also the trails will be color-coded. So they should be fairly easy to navigate. The trails will be, again, for biking, hiking, and cross-country skiing and snowshoeing. They will be closed during hunting season.
You going to have an hours of operations for the trail?
During daylight hours.
Okay.
And that'll all be noted on the kiosk. And that's basically it in a nutshell.
Will there be snowmobiles on it at night?
There won't be the trails really won't be able to accommodate snowmobiles, but the vast trail does run up through the center of it, and most of the hiking trails are pretty close to it. There's only one trail that the upper Techie Loop, we're calling it right now, that's up near the power lines. And we're proposing to build the trails into 2 separate phases.
Okay. Probably a big concern I see is potential trash in regards to wildlife that lives in the area. So talk to me about how potential trash mitigation plan you have set forth.
Well, we're hoping to do a carry-in, carry-out. We would like to avoid having trash barrels if possible. We're hoping that people will respect the property and carry their trash in and out.
Do you think it's potential to have a animal-proof trash can for those that might not do that? There's potential to limit that potential option of rather than just tossing it on the ground? I'm not sure if the Fletcher Farm has other trash cans that are outside or anything.
I don't believe they do they? No, they don't.
Okay.
No.
Board members have any questions?
I actually kind of think that the carry-in, carry-out is a better solution.
Yeah.
Being on the main highway, I think it's become a dumping ground for garbage, if you have it.
Is that going to be on your sign?
Yes,
Okay.
So I mean, I think
absolutely.
Yeah.
I think people driving by would throw trash there
Yeah.
if you had the containers. If
Yeah,
it's carry-in, carry-out, I think they'd more respect it.
I would agree with
I
that.
would think that, because it's just where you are.
And we're hoping too, with people hiking and biking, they're not going to have a lot of things on them, so.
Any of the other board members have questions, comments?
Dog-friendly or no?
Good question. Don't believe that they're forbidden.
Okay.
There is a dog park across the street, which hopefully will get rebuilt soon, but
I have a quick question. Are you going to put the color indicators on trees as you normally would see in hiking trails and things like that? Or are you going to have little signs or little something?
there'll be, at each intersection, there'll be directional signs, and then, most likely, we have discussed this, probably do like either small signs or spray painted templated signs on trees.
All right. Well, my concern, I was wondering about people with colorblind disabilities. Wonder if it's possible to put a little number or something, or a trail. Do you name your trails or things like that?
There will be names,
Okay.
yes,
Makes it easy to identify, I guess. For,
Okay.
yes.
Rose, I saw you had your hand up.
Yeah, my question is, he mentioned hunting season being closed. I'm curious if you post the land or if you have, something like that going on for the hunting seasons, because, there's various hunting seasons from September to December, and I'm wondering if you plan on being closed all that time.
No, I believe we would just close it for the general hunting season, which is going to start in a few weeks. I don't believe it'll be closed for muzzle loading season.
So you're just going to close it for rifle season?
Rifle season,
Okay,
correct.
for deer?
Yes.
Okay. And that will be part of your sign?
So you're gonna post it, you're gonna put signs up and stuff like that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep,
Okay. Thank you.
you're welcome.
So there'll be somebody there during the daytime?
Ludlow Area Sport Trails will have what we call a trail boss. They will coordinate maintenance. The trails won't be staffed every day, no.
And under the condition letters from the Ludlow Fire Department, they did talk about the requirement for liability insurance to cover. Is that something you're okay with?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And you have a plan to acquire that liability insurance?
Yes, Vermont Mountain Bike Association, they have insurance that covers any volunteer workers.
Okay.
It's a
Sounds
pretty
good.
robust insurance policy.
Anyone from,
trail cams out of the question? I mean, is that something you might consider, I guess, at a trail head or, one or two here and there, not everywhere, but it just kind of came to mind for safety purposes?
We haven't thought of that, but that's something we could ask Vermont Mountain Bike Association.
At least like at a kiosk or something like that, where they're looking at a map. Maybe? I don't know.
for some security? It's not a bad idea.
I'll just have a little record of who's going up and
Yeah.
down, just in case nobody comes back down or something.
We are going to have a sign-in book, which will help with that, but not everybody would sign in,
Yeah.
so. But that's certainly we could entertain that.
On these trails, there's only one way in and one way out?
There is. It all starts at the dining hall.
Thank you.
Anyone else from the board have any questions? Make a motion that we close the hearing for Fletcher Farm.
I'll second.
Okay, any discussion? All those in favor, say aye. Aye.
Thank you for your
Thank you very
time.
much. Okay, next, we're going to go on to the minutes from Monday, September 25th meeting. Does anyone have any corrections?
I have a lot of them, but mostly grammar.
Okay, let's have you read them through.
An English teacher's daughter. But on page 2, number 8, it just says, George Tucker Jr. said his trash overflowing.
I think that was intended as a question.
Okay. Then on
Just
number,
read it. Let me just read
He
it.
said if the trash was overflowing, I think it was.
trying to figure out how it gets in there.
If the trash is overflowing. Okay.
I think that's what he said.
Yeah.
You're talking
Okay,
about
what's
how
the next one you
The
got?
one I had was number 12. I just want to know, I watched the little movie thing too, but it said, John Neal said Okemo requests the condition be changed to allow Okemo to schedule. I think
Oh.
it's buses or,
So that's in regards to the dumpster,
dumpster pickup?
yeah, in that it was, because it was referencing that if the building is not going to be used, they don't need the dumpster pickup if it's not being used.
The next one I have is page 3, and it's a very small typo.
Okay.
On 4, the
Okay.
second sentence, the remediator took Don, as just down.
On page, which page, sorry?
On page 3,
Yep.
number 4, I'm sorry, under 4.
Oh, okay.
Under, the last sentence is just like, the remediator took Don.
Oh, okay, yep. Okay.
I don't have anything again until,
What's your next one?
I wasn't there, I told you, I watched the
Yeah.
movie, but on page 4, number 14, it just says, David Del Tuffo said that they have been working on a solution through the last year, and a group went after their liquor license.
That had to do with the sound.
That was,
Okay, I just want to know, it just, when you read it, you just go, what does that mean, like,
they've been working on a solution, so this is, working on the solution of the noise problem.
of the noise?
Yep,
okay.
yeah, so that might be the
Because it sounds
noise.
like it comes from nowhere.
And he was referencing that some people had reported him for something in regards to his liquor license.
On page 5, if nobody has anything, on number 3, it just says George Tucker administered the oath twice. You just have to take out one of those.
Yeah.
It says he administered the oath, administered the oath.
Oh, yep, okay. Yep, okay, what's your next one?
Couple more. I can't help it. Oh, I wanted to ask on the bottom of page 5, number 5, it says, "We have signed a contract with an elevation company." I just want to know, it's 2 capitals, is it just "we"? Is it supposed to be the word "we", or is WE a corporation?
It's on page 6, actually.
Oh, okay.
Page 6, oh my gosh. my
You said
glasses.
5.
I know, my glasses on, I got one. But I just don't know if "we"
So
meant
page
something.
6, which number?
Number 5.
Oh, okay.
On the bottom, I just don't know what that means. It says, "We have signed a contract with the elevation company," and both times it's capital WE. I just don't know if that was a
I
company.
believe that was referencing Alan and his wife as we.
Okay. I just know.
Because I know that because you were the one who said it.
Yes.
Okay, I think that was just a typo.
Yeah, it was, we have to have a signed
Yep.
contract.
Yeah, I just didn't know if "we" meant something, like a
No,
corporation,
okay.
like the, on page 7,
Okay.
number 3, just again, it just has George Tucker said it twice.
Oh, okay, yep.
You just say the same thing over and over.
Okay. What do you got next?
Okay, last, George, on number 5, just have to be indicated. The damages indicate, but just indicated.
Okay. Okay, what you got next?
If you can just on page 8,
Okay.
read number 19, the first sentence. I have no idea what that means. Troy Caruso that Frank Progress.
Probably had said that.
Said?
Said,
Frank.
yeah.
David Del Tuffo's brother, and I just don't know who that is. Was David Del Tuffo's brother mentioned somewhere else? Or is it just?
Imani spoke to Larry Kelly.
Yeah, that was in reference to,
Kelly.
yeah.
Okay, 'cause here's
That was, yeah, Larry's brother.
Yeah, I thought it was the wrong.
That was
person
just
on there.
the wrong
Right,
person.
It is the wrong person there.
Yeah.
I just wanted to correct that because it didn't make sense
And
when,
he said he talked to Larry Kelly.
yeah, he was
not
on a
Chris.
different.
Okay.
Okay, very quick one on page 9, at the very bottom. It says the unit owners will have a COA. Is it supposed to be HOA or is there a COA? I've never heard of a COA. It's like.
Yeah, that must be HOA. Because they said that they would.
Or condo owners association.
Yeah, oh, that might be, yeah.
Okay, I think I'm done.
Okay, does anyone else have any other corrections for the minutes?
At least
Okay.
they look good.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes.
Sounds good, I second that. Discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Okay, that's done. And so, under other business, so for our follow-up meetings, that would put us looking at November put us at 13th.
13th is on the
Yep,
calendar.
and I think with the number that we've cut out today, that we probably can go back to 6 PM, excuse me, if that's okay with you guys.
Sounds
What are your
fine.
thoughts? Okay. That's what work for you, okay, Jared?
Sure.
Okay. And,
George, before we adjourn, is it possible just to recognize Alicia for all the work she's done
yeah,
for our board?
definitely.
And that we appreciate what she did.
Yeah,
It's been a lot of
We do
years.
appreciate Leisha's many years.
Many years.
Yeah.
Rose, do you know how long she's been on here?
She has been on, doing the minutes for at least 20 years, maybe 21.
I just wanted to recognize her because
It is sad to see her go, but
been a
we
long
do
time.
appreciate her long service here. Thank you very much, or make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? There we go. Have a good night. Thank you very much for joining us.